Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Hisam Farid. I hope all of you are doing good. I welcome you to the last lecture of our series under the umbrella term of English language, that is how to strengthen your communication in English language. Before this fourth lecture, which is also the last lecture, as I just said, we have already recorded three videos before this lecture. One was about speaking, the other one was about listening, and the first one was about the importance of English language, that was supposed to motivate you people towards learning English language, because once a person realizes how important something is, then it becomes easy for him or her to go down that path. So the first video was really an attempt to make it crystal clear for you that English language is important. Okay, you can use it as a weapon to impress others, to have conversation with others in countries outside, in countries across the world. So this is going to be the last lecture, but not least important. The lecture is about vocabulary. Well, a very simple term you all of you must have heard, must have known. But vocabulary, I'm going to I'm going to paint a picture of vocabulary that you may not have seen before. And I bet you people are going to say that yes, you have seen this picture for the first time. This picture will include description. This picture will include some information, some useful points about vocabulary that you may not know before. And for that, you are going to thank me, and I will say you are welcome. So let us start. What is vocabulary? Vocabulary is actually a baseline. It is the base for a language. It could be any language, but here the context is English language. That is why we will repeatedly refer to English language here. So vocabulary is actually a base for learning English language. Just like, if I can draw a quick analogy, I would say just like we cannot imagine a building without base, without a ground base. Much in the same manner, learning English language cannot be imagined without learning vocabulary, because vocabulary is the basic unit upon which the entire structure of language stands. If I can draw another quick analogy, it would be with human body. The basic unit, the basic functional unit of human body is cell, which means that a human body cannot be imagined, is not possible without cell. In the same manner, language, the entire framework of language, cannot come into existence without words. I'll give you another quick example, which is, for example, there is a topic, there is a concept which you have memorized well, which is very clear to you, like you can talk about it in immense flow. But if I ask you to speak three sentences about the same concept in a language that you do not know, can you say that? No. Definitely the answer is no. And I'm not only saying no, you will also say no. Why? Because you will look for words, you will need words, because it is the words, it is the wheel of words through which language move forward, through which we express ourselves, which that means words are important. Let me tell you the power of words by highlighting yet another importance of them. That is, our thoughts are a mere noise without words. Without words, our thoughts would mere be noise, nothing else. There would be noise, okay, that we would be turning around in our mind. Words actually transform that noise into our thoughts. And once our thoughts come into existence, we are able to communicate with each other. We communicate our thoughts with each other actually. What do you think? So that shows that words are really, really important. Words are powerful. Now, this was the phase, first part of this lecture. In the second part, we are going to reveal the strategies through which one can have a strong base of vocabulary. And once one has enough stock of vocabulary, one can speak pretty well in any situation, anywhere, in front of anyone, without pressure, with confidence. Okay, so according to me, as far as my understanding of language goes, as far as my experience of learning English language is concerned, I have found out two ways to be really powerful whereby one can learn vocabulary. Number one is one should learn at least two new words every single day. One should not only learn those words, one should also go a step further to produce those words in daily conversation. If you are not finding friend for practice, you can practice those words, those newly learned words with yourself. Okay, you have to exercise discipline here even if you don't like it, because you have to make some sacrifice if you want to learn something new. And English is a skill, English language is a skill. Now, there are two, because what why I'm saying that you must produce it, because there is a common misconception. Most learners think that just memorizing vocabulary is enough. No, that is just a half job done. If you want to get the job 100% done, you have to first memorize new words and then produce those words in your language. And that is what separates passive vocabulary from active vocabulary. You might have heard about this distinction between active and passive vocabulary. If you have not, let me tell you, active vocabulary is that vocabulary which you actively use, which comes to your mind whenever you need them. Whereas passive vocabulary is that vocabulary which does not come to your mind whenever you need it, but you know the meaning of those words whenever they come before you. So you don't have to rely upon passive vocabulary. Even if you know hundreds and thousands of words that are part of your passive vocabulary, you cannot improve your speaking in English language. On the other hand, there is a person who has 50 active vocabulary. He or she will speak better English than you. Why? The difference is made by active vocabulary. Okay, so you have to rely upon active vocabulary. You have to make sure that that the new words you learn must become part of your active vocabulary. Are you getting me? Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing is, when you practice speaking, you must do one thing. There, no, okay, when you practice speaking, there comes occasion when you don't know the meaning of a certain item, of a certain object. Just note it down. Have a pencil and a paper next to you. Just note it down and then search it in ChatGPT and then learn that word. That word you will never forget. That is also another way to learn, to gain vocabulary. So that is all about. Uh, and with that, we have come to the end of this series, which consisted of 4 lectures. If you go through these lectures and inculcate the insights provided in these 4 lectures, I bet you will become a brilliant speaker in future in the upcoming 3 or 4 months. Thank you very much for your time. Take great care of yourself. Thank you.